We should now be live. So if I suddenly disappear,
What?
it's because my internet hates me. It should be fine though. I am
My
plugged
spells.
in with a line. So, welcome everybody to Beyond the Bridge. This is a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons game, and I am joined by 4 relative strangers to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, I'm terrible at this.
Fantastic!
Right.
Fantastic! Keep going, lad.
So yeah, I'm the GM. My name is Blage. I'll be hosting this band of reprobates who I'm sure are just going to be a blast. So if we start from left to right, player 1 is Obo. Tell us a bit about yourself. Or
That's you, Tree Man.
that's you,
Oh,
Tree.
character
It's
or
you.
me? I
Oh
forgot.
no! Oh no!
But I
Streams
Tell
on-
us a bit about yourself.
Oh my god, the
Introduce
stream's
yourself.
gone Titanic 2 seconds in, lad. Come on. Start.
Right. Do you want me to talk about
Recuperate.
me, or do you want me to talk about Obo?
Talk about yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us what
Alright,
GMT
my name-
zone you're in. I'm in GMT, by the way, so.
Alright, let's start with that. It's 5 a.m. Kill me.
I'll try.
I'm Australian. In my spare time, I enjoy doing the skateboards. I write
I can't get
music
spoken.
and write terrible books also. And yeah,
How
That's what I do.
terrible books are we talking here? Are we talking fan fiction
20
level terrible?
pages of bullshit that's incoherent and just doesn't make sense that I need to edit at some point in my life.
Well, I like the bar being set for me as a GM then, because I'll just be babbling incoherently.
Nice. All right, let's continue then.
Okay,
Wow,
so
so
let's go over to Andy. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Who?
Auntie, you're next on the list, dude.
Oh, me. So,
No,
I'm
that's Auntie. I said heavy.
heavy.
Oh,
Well-
heavy.
We're getting mixed up
All
here.
right, sorry. All right.
Heavy.
My name is I am Heavy the Party Face Jesus, also known as Thomas, more commonly. However, for this game, I'll be playing Brother Lauren. So, you know, I'm a dwarf, and I like to voice act. Really, I like to fancy myself a talented fellow, but I talk too much, and sometimes I interrupt people. As you can see from the, if you roll the clip back, you'll notice that I was very rude in interrupting everybody else because I think I'm better than them. Okay, so that's a character flaw. I'm working on it, but it's set in stone. It's not going to happen. Okay, that's all you need to know, really.
Okay. I'm sure we'll hear a lot more from you then. And Auntie? Not Uncle, that is,
So-
just Auntie. Sorry, bad joke.
So,
Fantastic joke we got here, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah, so it's Antti in Finnish. So I'm from Finland, studying, what is it? Computer sciences at the university.
Another computer
Oh, Tampere.
scientist. I seem to bump into a lot of them.
Another one, yes.
Another
Yeah.
one.
Have fun. I don't know. I just live alone and study. Waste my time on video games and other stuff. Nothing much really else to say.
Okey dokes. Fair enough. And who are you playing today, Auntie?
So I'm playing Brodgar, the cleric, who is from the light domain and likes to use burning hands a lot.
Jolly good. You like to burn things, do you?
Yeah, I like to burn things, but I don't like getting burned.
Okay.
Like I have a complicated past with fire.
Okay. And Marcus?
Yeah, I'm Marcus. I'm GMC +1, so I'm in Denmark, and I also study not at the university, but what comes before it. I don't know what the equivalent would be in English.
Is Utgurt in university like a level of university?
No, it's gymnasial. I think it's a bit like college, maybe.
Wait, say that again. In
Gymnasial.
Danish. Gymnasial? I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. I live in Norway, by the way. Forgot to mention that. It's an important detail. I skipped over it like it was nothing. +1 GMT, boys. Got the clock.
Yep.
Got me. All
I
right.
skipped over talking
Also,
about my
I'd
character.
like to point out we have 3 people from Scandinavia. All of us are playing religious characters. The one Australian is not religious at all. I say we burn the heathen and use his bones as ritual.
Burn the heathen. Burn his
Yeah,
forests.
and,
However,
yeah,
that might be disadvantage.
I'll be playing a paladin called Druck, and that's my character.
Okay. So, and Obo, the tree man. I
Hobo.
think we skipped over your character, but you're playing Obo, yes?
I am playing Obo Torin, and I am a druid. I like nature. Nature's pretty cool, man.
2 paladins, 1 druid, 1 cleric. What could possibly go wrong in this merry band of thieves?
I smell death and destruction ahead.
Well,
smell-
we'll
I
see
smell
what can
roasted
go
pork.
right. That should be a good place to start it. So, let's see. Have any of you played D&D before? Is this
I've
your
been
first
part of 2
outing?
practice games.
Yeah,
I've played
he-
2 practice games, so I'm pretty well versed in the rules, and I've also watched 26 episodes of Critical Role. So basically, I'm an expert. Okay.
I've played 1 practice round along with Jesus, and I watched his other one, and I've only watched like 5, 6 of the Critical Role episodes. So yeah,
So he's basically an expert, but not as much of an expert as I am. But he's getting there.
we'll go with that. Sounds good.
Yeah. I've played like 3 sessions, and then the campaign fell apart. So
Well, this
Oh, that's
campaign
nice.
will only fall apart with your death.
But then we got like 30 other people, so don't worry about it.
This is true.
There's
This
30
is true.
There's 30 victims. This is
I-
a collection of 30 victims being killed slowly over time at Blaze's discretion.
No. The dice's discretion. I have nothing.
Oh, but who
Nothing.
rolls the dice? Who rolls the dice? Is it God himself? Maybe you're God. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry, I'm just nervous. Okay, I don't want to die.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm ready to die.
Auntie, how many games have you played?
I played 1 game. That was the first session of the D&D Edition 5, the first starter like tutorial thing that you have
The
pre-made
Mines of
characters
Phandelver?
for and everything. Yeah,
What's it
and
like,
just
by the
the
way?
first one. Like I just played the first one. Like there's like some goblin cave, and you go in and do stuff there. Like we didn't even get into any towns or anything in that session.
I've read through
Just killed some
the
goblins.
I've read through the Mines of Phandelver, but I've not actually played that. So I was just curious, how did you find it? Was it a good introduction?
Yeah, it was really interesting, and I wanted to play more after that, but the group never continued the Mines of Phandelver
So was this
story,
on
so I-
Roll20 then?
no, it was offline with some school guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we put our tokens in the chat or just over time?
Pardon?
Do we put our character tokens in like the chat? Because like I've seen that Tree Man has like showed off his excellent hooded man.
Well,
It's not
if
going to
you
be
can-
final. That's just
If
going
you
to
can
be the
put
guy
the
for now.
token on your character sheet, then I'll use it. Maybe. If you're just throwing it in chat, do I have to put it there? Because I'm not going to do that
No.
in session.
No, just
I don't.
scribble mine.
I don't know where I place my stuff.
If you click edit on your character sheet, you should be able to put it in. There's
Oh!
a token box below the picture box.
Fantastic!
Oh,
I can
And
put
if
in
you
my
can-
Dwarfman token.png. That's awesome.
Excellent. So, it might be a good point to talk about myself. I guess I don't know. I'm Blage. I'm employed. I get to work at a lab and mess around with chemicals. It's very work-like. And I've got straight home from work to play online with some people.
So
that
that's
I
why
find-
your hair is low. So that's why the sweat has like ruined your hair on the left right
Oh,
side
no,
of your
this is
face.
just-
There you go.
My hair's never. My hair hates me. It's
Oh,
a
you're just a
constant
fluff.
battle.
Oh, you're just a fluffy bun. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the beard.
It's pretty much
Make
the
up
same.
for it. You got the scruff.
Well, I
Scruff,
had a
come
bit
on, dude.
more scruff, but I shaved it. I thought I would make myself respectable. Otherwise, I would have been an oboe.
I was considering putting on my suit and tie, but I decided, nah, it's not. It's casual. It's fine. It's a stream. It's in front of the whole world. What can go wrong?
I was
the
shirtless
whole
until
world,
I
I think,
realized
is
that we were going to be
4
streamed.
people at this point.
Since when has wearing a shirt ruined someone's life? Right? Like there's never been an episode
Depends
like
what the shirt's made out of.
yeah, like
This one says
flannel,
Stardust University on it.
flowers or whatever.
Anyway.
you know.
So,
If it's made out of dead children, yeah.
well, that wouldn't ruin your life, only enhance it. Well, I don't know, depends how old they are, you know. If they've been dead
You
a while,
are Patrice Wilson, aren't you?
Wait.
no.
Sorry. Anyway,
Patrice Wilson?
anyway,
No.
yeah.
No. No,
Oh.
Okay. So you all talked about Critical Role. I guess I should take an opportunity to talk about roleplay, West Marches, which this is kind of inspired a lot by maybe. I might be stealing things from there. But so I'd like to give a shout out to to 4 people, to Stephen Lumpkin, the GM of West Marches, who is amazing. Thank you so much for making a Reddit post with tons of resources on. That was very helpful. And yeah, so the premise of this game is it's called Beyond the Bridge, and there is an empire to the east which basically controls all of civilization, and it's very boring and dull. There aren't many monsters or magical ghouls in the night, and they're pretty tyrannical. They're pretty terrible, really. And there's a great river, which they built a great bridge over. How original, you're saying. And beyond this is the Western land, a uncivilized kind of frontier. If you think Wild West in D&D, that's the kind of setting that's going on, filled with monsters and treasure and ruins of ancient civilizations. And the 4 players here together today, Obo, Brother Lauren, Brotgar, and Druk, have gathered in the town of Haven in a tavern called The Last Hope. The Last Hope for good ale and good wine before you venture further west. And the town of Havens, it's a small kind of frontier town. It's got a couple of important looking buildings, but for the most part, it's just kind of relatively new settlers. Some who have been exiled by the Empire and are now trying to find themselves a new land in a hostile place. Some who have willingly left the Empire to seek out their fortunes. And so that's the setting, I guess, that we find ourselves in. So, does any of you have an idea of which quest you would like to embark upon? I guess would be.
I read over the bounty
right.
board.
There was a list.
yeah,
I
there
wasn't there
was.
because I was I wasn't there because
Well,
5
I'll-
hours ago I
All right, let's do some discussion right now. All right, so here's the dealio. There's an oasis in the desert that is apparently haunted by a demon of something, and that's we don't know how much that's paying, but apparently it's paying well. There's also the option of a terrible monster in a mine about a week's travel. The desert's also a week's travel. It's paying 50 gold, it said on the paper. And then there's the farmer who had the cursed tree or something, and that's only a day's away. So, decisions. The only one we have a solid answer on how much money we're gonna get is the mine.
No,
No, the mine and
there's
the tree both have
yeah.
Is it?
money. Yeah.
So it's basically
I'll just
okay. So we
open it
go
up.
to like a place with like a demon of some sort. We go to an old tree that's like haunted, or we go into a mine and exterminate a bunch of pests. Is that
Ideally, we could
correct?
choose one.
There's 100 gold in the mine and 50 gold for the tree.
I'm feeling the
And
tree
I
because
think that
nothing for
if
the
we
races.
just all right, I suppose we should be talking character. Right, I
Well,
think that
if
it's
you
in front of the
if you
mine.
want to talk in character, then we should probably go through. Have you all just kind of met up at the tavern? Is one of you sat there first?
I imagine we're
Well-
all at the tavern, probably
Okay.
drinking or something.
So, in which case, yeah, the tavern's a large wooden, pretty plain building. It's got a big fire pit in the center with some roasting meats, and you're all sat round a table with tankards of the last good ale.
Okay. All right.
Right. I think if we go into that mine, we could get ourselves a pretty little penny. It pays a lot. We could probably build up this town a greater deal than the other quests. Also, I'd really like to hit something.
I'm feeling like the tree is the safest option.
I'm not feeling like a lumberjack. I'm an adventurer.
All right.
That's two people in the mines or the devil, perhaps. Let's go to the... You want to go to the devil, say hello to the devil.
I'm not
Take
feeling
time
the devil. Do any of us speak
Yeah.
Infernal?
The
I'm
devil
feeling
doesn't
the
have
devil.
any reward posted. I'm not into that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But the mine
This is
sounds
why we
good
got
for me too. Need to get
Right.
underground.
3 to 1. Looks like you lose, lad.
Yeah,
Well,
it seems I do.
Cheer up. Cheer up, Obo.
So,
You've got like 10
you're all
into
kind
it.
of leaning towards the monster in the mine, then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh, that's...
Yep. not
the
for me.
monster in the mine. The quest reads: a simple posting. Professionals sought to terminate monster plaguing Broken Hill Mine. Reward 100 gold. So you've probably snatched this simple piece of paper off the wood outside the tavern, and you have it. You're all sat in the haven in the Last Hope Tavern. You're all sat around this table. Could you describe what you all look like for me?
All right.
Like
I'm gonna
in
go first
character.
right now.
Yeah, go for it.
My character's just using my voice because I'm me. Haha.
Oh,
All right.
no, can't be having that.
Good job.
No.
Fantastic.
All right.
Oh,
Obo
I actually
is a
speak
half elf.
infernal.
Oh, you do speak in front. Oh, that's too late now. Too late now. Alright. I am a half elf. I'd probably be playing the flute rather than drinking. I have white hair. It's rather long. Pointy ears, of course. Half elf. Blue eyes. Normal face. Just traveler's clothes, leather armor. Got a quarterstaff over here. Playing my flute. Yeah, that's about it. Simple, easy.
And
Right. Brother Lauren is wearing chainmail and a big old shield. He's got a long sword stuck to his back. He's currently, he was drinking ale, but now he's no longer doing it. He's wearing a little pack, and he's got a holy symbol around his neck of what looks like to be like a triangle sort of thing with stars on the edges that are red, yellow, and orange. I don't know what it means, but it's there, and it looks nice. It looks good on him, at least if you ask him. So, it's just a big old mountain dwarf in heavy armor.
okie dokie.
What can be expected?
And Auntie?
Yeah, so Brodgar is he has this flaming red beard, and his hair is in one ponytail. He's wearing some scale mail, like almost always. Like he never takes it off, and there's a shield on his back. It has no symbols on it or anything. It's just a plain round shield, and then there's a warhammer on his waist and a spear leaning on the table, and he uses the spear as a walking stick as well.
Okay. And Marcus?
Yeah, I'm a quite tall tiefling, so my skin is red, and I have black hair and golden eyes.
So
And,
you're obviously
yeah,
demonic
I'm-
then.
Yeah, I look pretty demonic, and also I carry a shield with a holy symbol on it, and have a mace at my sides and a halberd on my back.
Oh, halberd. Wait, isn't that a two-handed weapon? You got a shield
Yeah.
and a halberd?
And
Yeah, I have a mace also.
Okay, all right.
So red
Just
skin,
trying to mix
golden
up.
eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're all like sat round in the tavern, this is the first time you've met. You've agreed to do this job together. Do any of you raise an eyebrow that there is such an unusual one sat among you?
Lauren is overall a pretty friendly fellow. After all, his deity is Lyra, the Lady of Joy. So he's overall a little naive. So as soon as he saw that he was a paladin type and he's got a holy symbol, he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he gave him a big old handshake. Probably he probably gave everybody a firm handshake, a dwarven 17 strength handshake. That's
So
a
it's pretty
good ass
firm.
handshake. It's a pretty firm, but not a death grip, but you can fucking feel it. So, I don't know how does the tiefling respond to this touch of a dwarf?
Yeah, I'll probably shake your hand back. I'll just have a quick look how firm my handshake is. Yeah, all right. It's not quite as strong as yours.
What, you want to roll athletics?
Oh.
See who has the greater handshake? I'll
No,
take you on.
I probably won't compete with you.
Good.
So
I'll
it's a friendly,
Just
firm
shake
handshake.
your hand. Yeah.
The dice achieved for the moment.
All right.
And the
Well,
other two then.
yeah. I imagine towards the dwarf or the two dwarfs, I'd be kind of friendly. My character has never seen a dwarf before, and the tiefling definitely. What the hell is that? I mean, he'll take what help he can get, but that tiefling though, like, what the hell is that?
So do
Yeah.
you
And
kind
I'll
of
probably
Let's get it.
introduce myself as Glory Goldeneye, but also telling them that they can just call me Drog.
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 Yeah.
Drok.
Yeah.
Drog.
Drog.
Fantastic. You're a good lad. Okay, I have a good feeling about you. You're a paladin. Good.
okay? So
I'm
you've
just
all
I'm just
agreed on
drinking ale there.
okay. So you've all agreed on this quest, but Haven's a relatively small town. It's not very well established. There's not much knowledge floating about of where places are in relation to it. People here are settlers. They've recently come here. There are a couple people who know a bit more, but you've just arrived in Haven, fresh from the bridge. The wind still on your back, and the Broken Hill Mines means nothing to you. You've got the listing in your hand, and more than that, you don't know. You know, however, that there is a merchant who runs the general store here, who has extensive links with like trading with people in the area. So he may know more about this mine, and you obviously suspect the mine foreman would know more, but he's far away, so I don't know why I tell you that, because he's at the mine. But that's what I put on the board. So, armed with this information, what do you do?
Who has the highest charisma? I have 14.
I have 10.
I have 15.
I think I have 10.
Marcus, it is.
Right. Well, Marcus, if you'd like to talk to the man, go. Do it. Talk to the merchant.
Yeah, are we near the? Have we left the tavern?
You're still in the tavern, but if you want to go outside
Yeah.
and walk across the town, I mean, it's not a big town. You're
Let's
not
go,
gonna
lads.
Go astray.
All right, let's
go.
head out.
Yeah. All right. Let's go find the merchant then.
Let's go find the merchant.
I chug my ale like in one big swing and then let's go.
Do
Lauren's
you
already
do you
done.
wipe your red beard a little there, or do you just leave it dripping?
Oh, it's dripping. Like beer is just coming down.
Okay,
That's
so
a tank
as the
that's
beard
not right.
rips off Brotgar's bright red beard, you'll exit out of the large wooden tavern, and pretty much dead across the street, over the centre of town, you see the general store. You walk in, door swings open, and you see an array of items there for perusal, including a rather magnificent set of plate mail, which stands on a mannequin with a hefty price tag attached to it, just kind of dangling there, 3,000 gold. Behind the counter, you see a man who's just pretty big. He's like 6'4". He's wearing a leather doublet that's kind of like cut off at the arms, and on his chest on the leather doublet. He has the sigil of a magpie, and he sees you come in and he smiles broadly, like opens his hands welcomingly and says, "Greetings, new customers.
Is it
I haven't seen you in town
so? Is it
before."
human?
He is human, as far as you can tell. He seems pretty big for a human, but not out of the bounds of racialness.
Okay.
He's a
So
human.
basically, what you're saying is, yeah, all right, he's a human. Good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah,
Well,
I
also-
waffle quite a lot. You'll get used to it.
All right, Marcus, you want to ask him about the mines?
Yeah, sure. We won't be here for long though, and I'll slam the paper down on the table and ask him, "Is there anything we ought to know about the mine?"
Well, it depends what you need to know about the mine. The foreman got me to put that board up. I know where it is.
What's the safest path to get there?
How long has it been abandoned because of the monsters?
Abandoned. I don't know, but the foreman was in here about a month back, posted that listing. I haven't seen any other messages come from there.
So he just left you with this message. He didn't tell you about the monsters, what it might be, what kind of creature.
He seemed very impatient to have it resolved. Slapped down the coin on my desk, took a letter of safety, and left.
If it's been
Well,
there for a
well-
month, like, do you think that they might have disappeared, the monsters already? Like, do we even need to get there?
Well, I think it might have gotten worse, or else the foreman would come over
Well,
and say, like, "Oh
yeah.
no, it's fine, it's fine. A monster doesn't disappear on its own."
I'd imagine
It's
so.
been a week, not a month. A week since it was
Oh.
dropped off.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
so you
okay.
said a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a
Are you
week.
lying to us?
I'm assuming we have some kind of
It's not
map.
a month, so it's probably still there.
No,
Do we have some kind of map?
maps not exist in the world
I
of
would-
exploratory science.
All right. So we can't
Right.
ask. All right. I'll still ask him for directions to the mines.
Excellent. So, he goes, directions. Well, if you head, let's see, northwest for a couple days, and then just keep going north until you hit the hills that are, well, piles of rock, really.
Okay.
All right, then.
Should be
Orange
about
is
a
taking
week's
notes.
travel or so.
Fair enough.
Good luck to you.
Northwest. Go north.
It's travel is
Fantastic.
gonna be-
Northwest.
Thank you.
Northwest. Not north. Northwest and then north.
What's your name, lad? What's your name?
I'm Jardi. It's a pleasure to know you.
Jardi.
I hope you...
Fantastic.
Jardi,
I'm Brother
yes.
Lauren.
Hello, Lauren.
Jardi.
And
Jardi.
he reaches out to shake your hand. It's a pleasure to meet
You
you.
you mentioned
Gives him a
the
firm dwarven handshake.
He gives
very
you a
illustrious.
firm and very energetic human handshake. It's not like he's crushing your hand. It's just like he's shaking it up and down, up and down, up and down really quickly. And because you're quite short, it's
Lauren
kind
is
of like he's
pleased.
tugging on your shoulder a bit.
Lauren is
Yeah.
thoroughly pleased.
you
with
you
this,
mentioned the foreman dropped off the gold with you. Is there any
Hey.
chance of an upfront payment of the reward?
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. And it's over here.
He gives you a less friendly look, and his jovial smile breaks for a minute, and he goes, "No, I'm sorry. If you return with the foreman's letter, though, I'll put the money in your hand."
Right. Well, then we'll make sure to do that when we have the proper papers.
Does anyone need to stock up on something before we leave?
What does the general store have?
The
Other than
general
the
store
plain
has
armor.
everything in the player's handbook, except for healing potions, alchemy kits, poisoners kits, alchemist's fire, acid, and you cannot purchase any sort of animal in this haven.
I
There is
have
no
an
stables.
incredibly important question about
Yes.
this store. Does it sell trail mix?
Yes.
I need to know this now.
It does.
Fantastic. I buy a bag of trail mix.
Excellent. As a point on rations,
Would
due to the powers of air, you can only ever have 10 rations. on your person.
All right, then let me ask a secondary important question. Is it possible that one of my rations happens to be trail mix?
Yes.
This is incredibly important.
Of
Fantastic.
course you can have trail
I
mix.
am awesome.
He like goes over to a big barrel, puts a scoop in, pours out some nuts and berries and other sort of trail mixy things, puts a bit of beef jerky on top, wraps it up in some waxed paper, slides it across to you, and goes, 5 sovereigns, please.
5 sovereigns, so that's
5 silver. Yep. He takes the
Sure.
silver coins of the Empire.
Right, so that's 5 silver is like 10 silver is 1 gold, so that's 9
Yep.
gold. 5 silver. Yes. Awesome.
Can I ask if you have any random herbs?
Random herbs. Yeah, of course. Do you need basil, parsley, oregano? I think I have some cumin back here. Yeah, I've got some cumin. He smiles at you and goes, "Cumin's expensive stuff, though. It's 5 imperials."
Of course, the well-renowned random herb.
I mean, I just need something for my herbalist kit to do in my spare time, but... How much is basil?
Basil, well, it's quite common in these parts. And he kind of gives you a look and goes, "An imperial for a sprig."
Imperial. What's
An
an imperial?
imperial's a gold. Just a gold.
I do not have a gold. Okay. Rip.
Just as a
Oh,
point,
very-
Empire currency is 1 gold as an imperial, 1 silver as a sovereign, 1 copper as a shill.
Okay.
Imperial sovereign shill. Sweet.
Yeah. Alright, let's get moving then. Nothing else to do?
Okay.
I've got my trail mix, lads. I'm ready to go whenever you are. Takes a little nuts.
Yeah,
Sucks on
let's
it.
go.
So you're all just ready to head out then?
Yep.
Yeah, let's head out.
Northwest
Yeah,
it is.
Oh,
Okey-dokes.
what time is it?
You
It's
sure about
the break of
direction?
morning. As
Yeah,
you
all
set
right.
out,
Break of morning, so 8 a.m. Just about.
whatever the break of morning is considered in the D&D universe. Let's say 8:30.
That's a nice
You were having
voodoo
some
doll you
drinks.
got there. That's a nice voodoo doll you got there. Good.
Do. Oh, voodoo doll.
Right.
No, that's the physical embodiment of the player characters. So,
Fucking
let me
puppets.
just line this up so the stream can see your joy. I mentioned earlier that I'm a fan of West Marches and roleplay, and I might steal things from there, or purloin for my own purposes. One of those things is the travel rules. I should
Okay.
probably spout
Please explain.
some stuff about rules. Let me see. Do. Rules. Okay, so you are using some rules which are not standard for D&D 5th edition. The travel rules allow you to make a athletics check, a survival check, or a let's see if I can remember, stealth check for your day, for your 3-day period of travel, and then at the next 3-day period you make another check. And athletics is forging ahead, going fast, quickening the pace, bursting past your obstacles. Stealth is being kind of cautious, trying to avoid encounters, making safe camps. And survival is foraging food, making sure you're going the right way, and other, also making safe camps as well. So one of you will be the navigator, and whoever is doing the navigating will be making these rolls. So you probably want to pick the person who
Survival,
is the
stealth,
most
and what was the other role?
athletics.
Athletics.
I'm proficient in all 3 of these things. I think that's my job.
I have 5+ athletics.
Ooh. But I have really good
chokeslammed you.
survival.
Well, we already have maximum food rations walking out the gate here. We don't need to forage for food. So unless we want to go sneaky beaky, then I say I am the party face for this particular 3-day pattern.
We have
And then I roll athletics. How about
we
that?
have 3 guys
Does
in
anyone-
heavy armor, so stealthing probably isn't an option.
I
No,
still
I think we forge ahead without paladins in the lead.
Then
Oh,
I would like to roll athletics, please.
Okay. So if you just go ahead and roll athletics, and I'll fill you in a couple of the other variant rules we're using. So inspiration, you all already know this for the people watching. People watching. Sorry. I'm streaming it, it's gone to my head already. We're using also the inspiration in the similar vein as they do in the West Marches. Every time you have a long rest, at GM's discretion, so you can't just pop it every single long rest because in a week's travel. Anyway, at a long rest, a person will frame a story or flashback from their backstory or of events that's happened to them that have affected them, and they'll kind of expand on their character a little bit. At the end of their little tale, one of the other players will ask them a question, and then they'll answer it, and then they both get inspiration, which gives them advantage on a roll or negates disadvantage on a roll. As a point, I will not be having inspiration carry over to the next session, so if you have it, try to use it. Other things that will be different, I'm using the variant identification as described in the Dungeon Master's Guide, meaning the identification of magic items is slightly harder than they made it in 5th edition. You can't just sit down for an hour and look at something and know what it does. Spell identify will be very useful. Experimenting with things or attuning with them, also very useful. I'm also going to be doing weird experience. Just fighting random monsters is going to net you half the experience it normally will, but I will award you experience instead for discovering new locations, discovering new monsters, discovering new laws or secrets, clearing areas, completing objectives, and roleplay that advances your character. This is if you have a character-driven goal that you manage to advance in a session, I'll give you a bit of XP for that. Not quite sure how that will work, and I'll try to make this good. Overall, you should probably end up with more experience. Anyway, so your session goal for today, I'm assuming, is kill the monster in the mines.
get to the mine at least. At minimum.
Well, at least
I
get
like
to
that
the
as an
mine.
objective. This is a good objective.
Yeah.
I like your goals.
Get to the mine, and probably, if we can, slice his belly open. You know.
Yeah,
all the
just
guts
get
out
the letter
everywhere.
from the foreman.
Also, personal character goal. I want my own fucking tavern. I like ale. A whole fucking lot. And if you deny me this right, I will find a way to end you. Okay?
The threatening of the
Sorry,
GM.
I'll get very
I
passionate about
agree
ale.
with this goal.
I just get
I
very
agree with this.
passionate about ale. It's important to me. I'm a dwarf. I've got proficiency in the breweries kit.
I think we will become good friends.
Aye.
So, did anyone have any questions on what I just said?
No, sounds good.
Excellent.
Sounds very clear.
So, a d20 plus 5, that's your athletics. You rolled a 20, that's good. So, 5 to 10 to 15 to 20, you will have 4 actions to use over the next 3 days. The first action is you can give your entire party advantage on athletics and acrobatics checks for an hour. So you kind of motivate them, give them the get up and go. The second action is just keep going. You can double your movement rate for a day, so you can move twice as fast for a given day. It's pretty good. And what was the third? Where are they written? Ba, 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 ba.
Right. One question about the bonus to athletics and acrobatics. Is that activated upon meeting combat? Or like an
No,
account
it's
stop it?
activated by the navigator going, I use my ability. I motivate the party and I get them to, give their all. Get up and do
I
it.
give them the sonic power.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the other one is you can spend one of these travel actions to ignore difficult weather, which will be completely not used for this, the first session, as I have not yet got the random weather up and running. However, if you want
Well-
to have a bit of random weather, you can roll a d100 at your leisure.
I would rather not.
Okay, then the weather
I
is
like sun.
warm and sunny. There's a couple clouds on the skies, but it's pretty hot. As a point, it's the 1st of January in the game. That's the date.
Okay. New Year's Day. Perfection.
Excellent. So, I think that's everything. We can get going and start seeing how badly
Well,
things go. Okay.
I believe we start off by just, since I rolled a 20 out of 4 actions, so what do you say we just double our movement speed immediately and try to get to whatever this is?
Yeah, let's go as fast as possible.
Yeah. Seems like the best option.
Yeah.
Right, the man said northwest, so let's move northwest.
Okay, so if you want to just move yourself northwest, and you can move twice. You're moving fast,
Oh.
twice as fast, so move yourself a hex, and move yourself a hex. Okay, and
Oh,
now
I lose
roll-
vision. I have to remember things. Holy crap. Oh, no.
Now, if you
I have an
would be
intellect of
so,
8.
if you would be so kind as to roll a d100, that would be wonderful. And I'm going to be asking you to
Oh,
roll
we
these
lost
d100s
already.
quite a lot.
These green squiggly lines on the map, what are they?
The
Those
The
look
green
like
squiggly
mountains.
lines.
they're hills.
Yeah.
Those look like...
So
The
as
hills.
you exit Haven, heading to the northwest, you come to a line of trees, a small wooded area, and you pass through it quite easily. You've left the farmland behind you, and you're now heading out into thick grassland. The grass comes up to your knees in some places, and it's quite nice and verdant. But the day is wonderful, and nothing untoward is occurring, so we can just keep moving this along. So if you
Right.
want to move
Now,
yourself...
the man's... Yeah, I just want to take like a quick second. Right, the man said it's northwest, and then when you see like a big pile of rocks, like you move north.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to make an intelligence save right out of the bat?
what the fuck? All right.
Unless anyone has
8
keen
intellect.
intellect.
What?
The feat, keen intellect.
I don't know.
No.
Shame.
Whatever, I have 13.
Yeah. The man said it's 2 days travel northwest, and then you just keep going north until you hit the hills that are filled with rocks.
Okay, 2 days northwest. All right.
We should maybe put this down somewhere.
If you had just said to remember which way we had to go, I would have just told everyone because I still do.
So maybe we
All
see
right, so-
we see Brother Lauren
all right, so-
leading the party. You get to the trees, and you're standing there in the trees, and you're looking a bit puzzled. You just see Obo go, and you're like, "No, I got this," and you keep going.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. So just for like fucking metagaming, 1 day's travel. How many squares is that? How many hexagons is that?
So
Just about like
a day's
one
travel
square travel.
is 4 hexagons. A hexagon is 4 days travel. You move. A
Okay.
normal person not using athletics as you are would move 1 hex every 2-hour slot in the day, and then you would get 4 2-hour slots in the day where you're traveling. Then you have a long rest. You camp out. You stretch out your legs. You make a camp. Have some food, etc., etc. And that's how it goes.
Okay,
So
so like
we
1
need to
square is
go
like 2
8
hours.
squares.
So we've been traveling for like 2 hours for 2 squares since we're moving at double speed.
Yeah,
Is that Alright.
that's correct.
okay? Well then, all right. Well then, we keep going. All right.
So if
4
you
hours in,
do.
then
So you move yourself
Go
along a
northwest.
bit. That's always good. And let's see where you are now. Okay.
oh, grasslands looks like.
Okay. So I don't think you need a perception check to see, but roll a d100.
1d100, please be something good.
And you rolled a 19, is that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're walking along and you don't have any troubles. You're following a rough trail as it's leading you, but off in the distance, there's a object on the horizon which you immediately notice. This is your first time out in this area, and just over here, boop, you see a little fort. You can just make out some sort of rough palisade walls on it. And it's just there.
Some walls, you say?
A small fort, rough palisade walls, so
small
wooden
fort. Yeah,
wooden
so-
stakes driven into the ground. It's quite far on the
It-
horizon, just in your line of sight,
Right.
and that's in.
And it doesn't look
Heather.
abandoned.
So the question
you-
here is,
you
how
can't see.
sidetracked do we want to get?
Well, I'd say
that's smart.
there's not 100 gold posted on the fort. There's
Obo,
not.
as a
Let's
character,
continue.
would want to investigate, but if all three of you want to keep moving,
Brother Lauren would rather try to complete the current objective. He's a man of his word. If he just keeps going into random towns, he's never going to get anything done.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I agree. We get to the mines.
3 against
No
1.
forts for us.
Okay, so now we've gone 4 squares, and you said like 4 squares was like 1 day's travel, like 8 hours.
Yeah. Well,
So-
that's 1 day's travel for a normal
Yeah.
group. You're making it.
Yeah, we'll.
Right, but we've gone twice as
You're
fast.
moving
So
double
yeah.
So I'm just gonna
Right,
just
right,
do
so-
a little brown
so-
soup there as the fort.
Right. Let's go north, baby.
Has this been a couple days travel? All right.
Oh, what? Why are we going north now?
Yeah,
Shouldn't we
That's what we've
continue
done
northwest?
1 day's.
We need to go 2
Well,
days
we-
northwest.
couple days travel equals 2.
Okay, well then I redact my statement and use
Yeah.
my previous 13 intellect roll to keep going the correct direction.
That's perfectly fine.
I swear I should have been
if
the navigator.
You roll a d100, that would be wonderful.
Fantastic. 1d100, please be something good. Oh boy,
Ah, excellent.
that's a lot of shit.
Ah, now,
That's a
so
big number.
you're walking past this fort and something occurs. Let's find out what.
Oh, God.
You
The
will be
Dragon
requiring
Lance.
to roll another d100. This is the right one? This is the right one? Excellent. Jolly good. Perfect.
So I roll another one, you said?
Yes, another D100, 58. 58. This is the bit where you get to see how wonderfully prepared I am.
Can you see this shit? He's got all of this stuff planned out.
I'm so many levels of not ready. Help.
But Blazes, he's ready. He's always been ready. He's
I
the
may be
game
ready,
master.
but I need a better way to organize this. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We have... Excellent. 28. So you have rolled a 58, and you receive a 28. Isn't that wonderful?
Is that a good or bad?
Okay, so, and it's perfect. Could you roll 3d4?
Oh,
What is happening?
I'm being
Random
showered by
encounter.
pebbles. Fuck.
Okay, and who is lookout? So who's got the best perception score of you? Who's alert and aware?
My perception
Might be me.
is...
I have +1 to wisdom.
I have +0.
Hold
So
on.
is it like passive
of God,
perception
save
or?
I have 3. I'm not proficient in perception. I thought I was,
so
but apparently
so
not.
who had the best?
I have 3, so I think it's me. Wait.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
probably
3 too.
Okay, yeah. So, do you want to roll or do I want to roll? Who wants to be responsible for our death?
Obo, please roll so you can take all the blame for my immediate 9 damage taking.
There we go. Alright,
Okay,
21.
so Obo, you're walking along, and you can quite clearly see that there's a small fort to the northeast of you now. And as you're walking along, you see a band of 10 folks. They're dressed quite scrabbily in there. Kind of
10
set up.
folks?
10 folks, you know. more
Where?
than 9, but less
And
than
we
11.
are.
You see
Four
these?
Where?
folks. Do they look like peasants?
No, let me finish.
Or like
You
they're
see
armed?
them? They're wearing leathers. They look quite kind of burly and tough, and they're kind of. There's a couple of them watching over this small kind of trail. You might even call it a road, but it's not really. They're
Those are
watching over
bandits.
this, and they're all kind of sat there watching the road. However, you can see beyond them, beyond the couple of these 10 men that are watching the road. This is still the same 10 men. There are 3 of them that are just kind of chasing around after what looks to be this big lizard with like brown, kind of muddy brown color, and it's just kind of running around, and they seem to be like running away from it, and then one of them's running up behind it and like tapping it and then running away, and they seem to be having a bawdy time. They're really enjoying themselves. And
Wow.
who rolled the perception? Obo, you
I did.
easily managed to hear their laughter and the kind of clatter of their weapons jingling around as they roll around in the mud. And you're not being very stealthy about this, however. You know, you're just marching down the road. Do they spot you? A question. Boop. They haven't spotted you yet. Like,
Good.
Oh,
you've
good.
got easy
Okay, my
line of
cat's
sight on
meowing at me.
them.
Hold on.
They're just kind of tussling and playing about, as you do.
Well,
All right. So,
So, these guys are like right next to a fort. By the way, does Obo actually tell everybody else what the fuck's going on?
yeah. All right, guys. So here's the deal. There are 10 dudes over there. They're all wearing
you're
leather
right.
armor. They don't look cool. They look very dangerous. Because they have swords and they are sitting very still. I believe they are bandits, but we should probably go, figure out what they're trying to do. Behind them is 2 guys. Was it 2 guys?
3. There are 3 of the 10 men are playing with this.
3 of the
this
10
big
men.
lizard.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
okay,
3 of the
so-
10 guys are playing with like a lizard thing. It's like brownish. It might be a dragon, so I want to go kick its ass. But if it's not a dragon, then I have no idea.
Well,
Are you sure these
that's 10
people
people.
are like bandits?
That is 10 people.
We are like all fucking melee. If we're gonna just charge in open daylight, we're not gonna stand a chance. They'll shoot us down with arrows before we even reach them. I say we
Yeah.
keep moving.
We should avoid them.
Well, we should probably. We would have to take a detour to walk around them.
This I don't mind.
Do you honestly think I give a shit?
No, I'm just saying we shouldn't continue straight on.
It's
Well, we're not
I
walking.
agree with the moving around.
All right.
Real quick. I'm gonna roll stealth. Okay, can I do that?
What are you rolling stealth for?
To try and sneak up to get a little bit closer.
Okay.
Why are you doing this?
What are you doing?
Obo is a curious man. I'm sorry, but I want to role play.
Crazy druid, get back here.
So, like, Obo, you begin like creeping closer. Do you like get on your belly and worm through the long grass? Is this a crouch you're doing?
I imagine I'm like belly going across, crawling slowly, trying to get like hidden in between the grass if possible.
So the rest of
Oh,
you
also,
see,
important tactical question.
They're gonna
Are there
step back
hills?
because they're all
Are there
heavy armor and
hills
stuff.
that like you can hide behind,
are there?
or is it just completely open field?
Say that again.
Is there like tiny hills? Are there tiny like hills that you can like worm your way over and like
tiny hills?
behind, or
Not really. It's pretty flat. You're not a great distance from them. It's just you were more perceptive and you spot them across the open plains before they spotted you. It's like if they looked in your direction, they would obviously see you, but they just haven't yet.
Okay, well, how does the stealthing go?
So you see like a little pair of feet sticking out of the long grass, and then Obo begins to slink forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm thinking while he
I'll
does this, I propose we just keep walking.
All right, let's sense
We haven't
mode.
got time for this.
I want to try and sense
Lauren
motive
says,
if possible.
"We've got to wait for the lad. We can't go without him. Just sit tight." And
I guess
Lauren
we will.
sits tight and like just nibbles on a few nuts.
All right, should I roll like an investigate check to see what they're trying to do?
So as you creep closer, you see a couple of the guys who were watching the road just kind of they turn and they're laughing at the group that are playing around with the big lizard. Can you give me a perception test?
Okay. Okay.
So it's clear that none of the guys watching the road have noticed you, and you can tell that the ones that are watching the road, well, one of them's kind of like he's sat down, he's got his hood drawn up over his eyes, he's fallen asleep in the midday sun, and the rest of them are all paying more attention to the tussle with the lizard than the road themselves. You notice that the lizard seems to be grabbing like forward with its mouth for a bag, like a backpack, a sack, a satchel, something of that ilk, that the road folk are tossing around between them, like playing piggy in the middle with this big lizard, and the lizard's just going and like running between them, and they're just like joking, and it gets up to one of them, and it kind of like tosses the bag, and it swats it with his tail, and then he falls over. It looks like a big guffaw. But that's guffaw, a funny occurrence.
Okay.
It looks like they're having a riot of the time.
Have you found out enough yet, Obo?
I wanted to like make sure and know if they were bandits. Oh, I don't know. Insight check to see if they're bandits.
I mean,
You're next to
Can
a
I do
fucking fort.
that?
they
You're
are
next to a fucking
people
fort in the
on a
middle
road
of nowhere.
that are armed next to a fort. Everywhere's the middle of nowhere. You're beyond the bridge.
Okay, yeah, they're probably bandits. I'm gonna like go back. I'm gonna suggest we detour, as they already suggested. I'm gonna look like an idiot.
How much
and we're gonna
time has this fucking idiot wasted by crawling through an open field of probably like 100 feet? More than 10 seconds, I imagine.
More than 10 seconds. It'll probably be, let's see.
Will it hinder our fucking travel? Is
A
what I'm
minute or
trying.
so. It's not hindering your travel. Your travel is done
Okay.
in 2-hour blocks, so you don't need to worry about this. If you want to detour
Okay,
around the hex that these fine folk are in, then that would hinder your movement. If you want to try and like stealth past them or something of that ilk, then you can just carry on your merry way.
Well, we already
Ideally,
have
you
like.
want to avoid them entirely because you guys cannot stealth.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So we've taken 4 blocks northwest now, so now we should start moving north. So I say we go to the northwest, then north, and then northeast, and then keep going that way.
So
We'll lose like 1 block.
these people
right?
are in your hex in the northwest. So if you went northwest from this hex, that would be walking through them, if it makes sense to you.
Alright.
So
Oh,
if
so
you
if I
wanted to
walk
detour
north
around
directly.
them, yeah, that would work.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. Well, I've gone to
Let's go northwest.
2 days travel. Yeah, well, northwest is where they are.
Yeah, north
So-
and then northwest afterward.
Well, we've already gone 2 days travel. We just have to travel
Have we?
4 hexes north, right? Yeah, we've traveled four hexes already. So
Yeah, but 4 hexes is 1 day's travel.
That is
yeah.
correct.
So we need to
Oh.
travel 8 hexes
Oh.
before going north.
Well, let's
Oh,
go
yeah.
north and then go northwest so that we're avoiding
Yeah.
these guys.
I agree.
We'll just do the thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we go north and then northwest.
Yeah.
Like that, right? Good.
Do.
So now we've used 3 of our 4 ability points.
No,
for
no,
this
no. It's
fast ass travel. Right?
the fast
Oh.
travel is over the entire day.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I might have misunderstood something.
Okay. So as you're traveling, can I have 2 perception tests from Obo and a D100 from Heavy?
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh god.
Okay, so Obo, you hear nothing. Obo, you see nothing. Brother Lauren, you managed to guide this band of reprobates further on towards your objective, and you're marching merrily. You're making good time.
Looking good so far.
Is that it?
And
Alright.
nothing at all is the matter.
cool.
Okay, all right. So boom. If I go down, down like
Hang on.
southwest one.
2, 1, 2,
All right. So
2.
they're like directly south of us
So
still.
you've
So
you've
should we
you've
go? Through?
moved 4 times now, haven't you? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. So it's about time for the rest, for you to settle down for the night and have a nice cup of tea around the campfire.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I should have been doing this as we kept going, but never mind. Let's wait. Are we at the camp now?
Um, you've reached the end of
We
your
have to
walking
search for the
journey. You're
camp, don't
beginning
we?
setting up camp. You don't have to search for the camp. You can just camp on open ground. The weather's
I'm
fine
just
and
making a
dandy,
personal note
and
for myself.
none of you have. You haven't used either stealth or survival, which allow you to make a hidden camp or a safe camp. So it's just the camp.
Ideally, I wanted to roll survival so that I could get a safe camp, but
No. Unfortunately, that's part of the way the travel mechanic works. So either you're traveling with survival and you're kind of following the path, which bends and waves its way between the bushes and the thick trees, and you go, "Ooh, there might be a safe camp over there." But since you're not navigating, it's basically down to Brother Lauren, where he sits down when his dwarven legs grow tired from not enough ale in his system.
all right.
Right. Lauren takes first watch, whatever that means, and then he noms on trail mix.
The trail
also,
mix
I
is
wanna-
both salty, fruity, and delicious.
Awesome. Also, I want to just describe very, like, intimately how is it. He takes one salty nut and puts it in his mouth, and then he just enjoys it for like 10 minutes at a time. So it
So
lasts
never
a
2
long
nuts at a
ass time.
time, then. Always 1 at a time.
Always one at a time, because then he can like dissect it with his tongue and his teeth, and then he breaks them apart, and then he like chews one of them very slowly, and then he starts on the other one. It's a very delicate process. I'd like to call disgusting mouth noises. So, yeah.
Okay, excellent. So I think this would be a good time to make a use of the variant inspiration and to have a scene, and then we can have a break. How's that sound to everyone?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Who wants
sure.
to tell a short story?
I'm laying back, dude.
My story is a lot longer than all of yours. So.
You can tell it in like short story parts, so you could like pick a bit from your backstory and like kind of have a scene framed around it. The idea isn't to expound your entire life story. It's to like take a scene from your backstory and describe it.
Okay.
Well, I suppose I've thought about how I could do that. I suppose I could go first. I don't know if nobody else wants to.
Okay.
I can do mine. I've got a lot of scenes.
I mean, we've got salty
Sure, all right.
nuts, so I think I'll go with heavy here. As you're enjoying these slow, salty nuts in your mouth, what thoughts are running through your mind?
I'm thinking back in the day when I was a wee child, and I was making myself a. I was a farmer's boy in the Empire, and I was quite young, but I was a very well-built dwarf. Natural mountain dwarf strength seemed to run through me quite nicely. The Empire's soldiers, they noticed that I had potential, and so they recruited me, and I trained with them, and I was a guardsman up to the rank of sergeant until the guild started to creep at me. I'd harass villagers. I'd do terrible things I could not even mention. The shame that I felt was not comparable. One day, when I went to sleep, well, the guilt was breaking my heart apart. Lady Lyra showed herself to me, and she told me, you have a choice. You can choose to fight back. And I did. But exactly how, you're going to have to tune in on the next episode of Scooby-Doo's Adventure Boys.
Okay, so one of your fellows here can ask a question to you. So is this a story you're telling in character, or is this just like in your mind?
I suppose, you know what, I'm going to roll a d20. It's mental.
Okay, so
I'm just thinking.
you're sat there chewing slowly and thoughtfully on your nuts, thinking back to the time before you had that dream. So, who has a question for Heavy?
Which one are you? fine fella's just gonna ask me a personal, detailed question about my past.
Alright. So, if you're a paladin for your lady, how did you gain your holy powers?
It was a vision, and it was a choice. My heart soared with the joy that I felt. Lyra is a lady of joy, as you might know if you've studied divinity, right? So my heart was wreaked with guilt. I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel good about what I did. But she came to me and told me I had a choice. And through making that choice, I felt a joy and a passion for what I could do. And it just came naturally to me.
Okay.
That
Alright.
makes sense.
So
That makes sense.
both Heavy and Tree, you both gain inspiration. And
Fantastic,
I
lad.
hope you make wonderful use of it. And
Yay.
that's the end of the first part, I think. I'm going to go grab something to drink, and I'll see you all in roughly 5 minutes or so.
I'll give
All right.
myself some chocolate milk, lads.
Real quick, Blaz. Somebody from the